Football Dudes Podcast.
What up, my dudes? This is Trent with the Fantasy Football Dudes Podcast. We are rocking and rolling. It is a Wednesday night. I am joined by my friends, acquaintances, Phill and Jordan, and we got producer Seth in the back with the headset on,
looking snazzy,
rocking the soundboard. Yeah, he's dressed up. He's got a polo on. He is ready to rock.
I was late for the record.
Yeah, hair is slicked. Were you on like a hot date or something before we get into?
I'll talk about it. It was a late engagement party for my friend who's getting married this weekend, but it ended up being a very casual attire, and I showed up, and I was the only one wearing a collared shirt. So
it's better to be overdressed than underdressed.
For sure. I mean, I didn't feel out of place, but I mean, if everyone else was wearing a t-shirt,
do you feel out of place here?
That I was late, yes, because I'm never late to things, So.
Well, we forgive you. Today's episode, we have our Week 6 preview and predictions, and we close out the show with a announcer draft, which should be fun. Jordan's been excited for that for a little bit. Jordan, how we doing? You ready to jump into these prize pick plays?
Yeah, I've been good. Just, getting through the weekly grind of like NFL and like Tuesday, Wednesday are big research days. So it's good. We've got playoff baseball going. I know you guys aren't. You guys aren't excited about NBA starting up next week, but I'm excited for that. So we're in full swing. Playoff baseball, college football, NFL. Got a huge MMA card in a couple weeks. Like NBA starting up, college basketball will be here in a month. It's like I really think like these 6-week stretch is like the best time of the year because you got maybe 4-week stretch with you got worlds like everything just like is going all at the same time. So.
When does college wrestling start?
You mix it all together and you get the best of both worlds.
Yes.
That's true.
Of all worlds. And if you have multiple TVs.
Yes.
Yeah.
We still need the invite to Jordan's house. He's got 3 TVs in his living room.
I was hounding him
It's quite
in the
the
group
banger
chat.
from what I hear.
I was hounding him in the group chat last night that we especially for that MMA card that's at 11, like Trent, I know we're not having a bunch of people over at our house at 11 a.m. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, neither am I.
But Jordan, come on. That's all I'm saying. If you want the invite, we're having an MMA fight at Jordan's house in about 2 weeks at 11 a.m.
1319 Silverbrook, Kingsburg, 93631. Anyways, I don't think I'm going to be watching any sports on Saturday. I'm going to a pumpkin patch, I believe, which I think we have a draft of worst things you can do in the fall.
My diva on Sunday might people go to the pumpkin patch instead of watching college football.
Yeah, it's true.
You mean Saturday. Which are you going to, like the local one?
I'm going to the Central Coast. I guess it's like top 5 most beautiful places to visit in the world.
You're going.
Yeah.
Nate, you know what? I actually went to that. Cheers to that. Actually, I went there on.
We just cheers with water.
I went there last week. I went there twice. Actually, it's actually a nice little place. Are you just doing a little, touch there? Yeah, it's we live 2 hours away from the Central Coast. You know what I'm saying? One of the most beautiful places in California.
That's
I don't know what's worse. You talking about how the Central Coast is most beautiful place in California, or going to a pumpkin patch on a Saturday on the Central. This is just I don't know.
Yeah. So
Jordan, if you went there, your life would be changed. I honestly feel that.
They got the good apple cider, caramel apples. I'll eat several
fresh,
of those.
Pressed apple cider.
Why not just go to the pumpkin patch like down the road and get?
It's 30 95 degrees out here. It doesn't feel like fall when I'm dripping sweat wearing my flannel.
Well, here's the deal: have your wife be happy, make your kids happy. 30 minutes, you're in and out. You get back on the couch watching football.
Yeah, I feel like I'm cutting weight though. It's too hot right now to.
You need to cut weight. So that's best of both worlds again, Phill.
Success.
Anyways, today's Week 6 preview is brought to you by our friends at Prize Picks. Prize Picks is DFS made easy. You pick 2 to 5 players and an over-under in their projections, and you can win up to 10 times the entry. Insert promo code DUDES, and they will match you up to $100. Really helps your favorite dudes out. I have been on I've been on a little bit of, little El Fuego, I'm on a 3-ride burner right now, so that's been pretty good. I had some hockey plays, some baseball plays, and Derek Carr got 2 TD passes the other night. But Jordan, I think you have some plays that you want to kind of mention.
I need to bounce back. I had a rough couple weeks, but I feel good about these 4. I think I'm gonna go run it back with 2 that I gave out last week. Justin Jefferson over 89.5 receiving yards. I just think Jefferson's too good. I think basically that's I think the number's too low for his talent. Like Kupp's like at 95.5, 96.5. Like I think that Jefferson should have the same numbers as Kupp. And then I got Christian Kirk over 57.5. I'm going to go right back at this number. I think there's a big bounce back. He had such a bad game. They're going to right the ship here. The Jaguars have to bounce back after that pathetic game against the Texans. Gabe Davis over 55.5. I know it may seem like chasing, but like Gabe Davis is electric. I think he seemed healthy for the first time last week. This is a big game against the Chiefs. We saw Chiefs just gave up 2 bombs to Devontae. Like, I think we see the same thing. At least 55.5, you can do this in one play like we saw last week.
Mm-hmm.
Romeo Dubs over 43.5. Last week was a little frustrating with the Dubs.
Dub rub.
The Dubs number, but like the number didn't change. I think I don't see Rodgers throwing to Randall Cobb 14 times again. Like, I just don't see it. I think that they hit a deep shot this week.
And land it.
Yeah, and
Rodgers airing the ball out. He was really airing the ball out.
I think they play the Jets, so I feel really good about that. I feel really good about all 4. We'll see what happens, but I like the numbers.
Yeah, I really like the Justin Jefferson one. Breece Hall had 100 yards receiving against the Dolphins last week. Like,
it was on 2 catches, but
I mean, it doesn't have to be on 1 for Justin Jefferson. Yeah. So I'm saying, like, he's going to get a lot of targets. He's going to end up going over that number.
And like, this is a game where I think they get out in front. Miami is not playing. It looks like Skylar Thompson's playing.
Yeah.
And like, the Vikings are weird because it's almost like the exact opposite. Like, you think that if they play from behind, it should help Justin Jefferson. Kirk Cousins is just bad when he's playing from behind. Like, when the defense knows he's throwing, he's not very good.
Yeah.
And he's almost better.
When he has to do a good job, he does.
Yeah. Like, and it's like he's almost better when they're up, and he can throw when they're up because I think the pressure's off. It's a very weird. It seems like abnormal. Like, it's unusual. It's the opposite of what it should be, but they're better. Justin Jefferson might be better in a game where they're supposed to be up.
Well, he's just not clutch.
Yeah, he's not clutch. He cannot play from behind.
Yeah.
He's better playing from ahead.
Oh, I wish you would just be like, when you lay down like a 4-player, get up and go. I wish you would just say like, "Dude Nation, let's ride," in the Russell Wilson voice. Is that possible?
Not my style.
Should I put his face on? There's that new app, Pinata, and I could throw Jordan's face on Russ saying.
I would love nothing more. And then you just post up on the socials. If you could just say it though, I feel like more people would jump into it.
It's possible.
Are you willing to?
No.
Anyway, that was Jordan, do you have the totals from last week from our pick'ems?
I do.
So if you can pull those up for us right here, see who's winning.
I got this.
I think I gained some.
No, it was actually like a really good week for kind of everybody, to be honest. Like, a lot of the favorites kind of won, so there wasn't many upsets. Or the favorites that lost, we all picked them. So
we all picked the Jaguars.
We all picked the Jaguars.
And the Chiefs.
And we all pitched.
Except for maybe Trent picked the Raiders, didn't he?
Yes, but we all, like losers, we all picked Green Bay. We all picked Jacksonville, and they both lost. So I went 11-5, and I was in last.
Wow.
You 3 all tied at 12-4.
Wow, what a week.
So, and like, yeah.
That's professionalism, baby.
Phill gained. Like, I was the only one that picked New England to win, but I was the only one that picked Washington and Cincinnati to lose. So that kind of hurt me. Phill was the only one who picked Seattle to win. That lost, but he made it up with the Indianapolis pick. So it's So the totals. Trent's in last place still at 41-39. Phill is in third at 44-36. I'm in second at 45-35. And Seth is now 2 games up on me at 47-33. We are all above 500. Like, Trent has made a major comeback in the last 2 weeks. I mean, the guy went 6-10, 8-8, 5-11, and then has double-digit. Picks since.
Minor setback for a major comeback is what I always like.
I've been saying this for a long time. His whole life has been a setback. So this guy, the only way up is up.
The only way up is up.
You haven't heard that phrase before?
No.
Starting from the bottom, now we're here. Phill, let's jump into Thursday night football. This should be maybe there'll be more touchdowns scored in this game than last Thursday.
Is it going to be worse than Thursday night? Can it be worse? It has to be better than last Thursday.
It has to be better than, if neither of these quarterbacks are Russell Wilson, then it could be better than it was last week.
Man, how the tides have turned.
Yeah.
4 months ago, Phill thought Russell Wilson
How
was
the turntables.
Yes, thank you. What'd you say? What did you say?
4 months ago, you couldn't sing the praises of Russell Wilson enough.
Yeah, no, I totally was.
You laughed at me when I said Russell Wilson was washed. They would be the worst team in the division,
and they still might win the AFC. I
think it's pretty much impossible.
No, I here's the thing. They are. we don't need to. We talk about Russell Wilson,
And we're
going to
talk about him again.
Yeah.
So
There's no need. We don't need to go over it. What we can do though is talk about in this first game. They said that they have Marshawn Lynch pre-recording segments for Thursday Night Football. Why would they have him pre-recorded? That doesn't make any sense.
We should have you pre-recorded.
He would never say anything wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to pre-record Marshawn Lynch.
True.
But like, I think that hopefully they'll give him some live stuff so you can get like the realness behind.
There's no way.
I don't think they will.
I'd love to see him.
It'd
pop
have to
some
be at
Skittles.
least on like 30-second tape delay.
Yeah, the 10-second is not going to do
Not
it.
enough.
Yeah, but anyhow, that's kind of cool. Yeah. Do you guys know what he's going to do? I don't.
Probably say something funny.
Just like
stupid.
making some jokes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would assume it's like pregame, so it's like, well, it's obviously pregame, but like just talk about maybe some players and stuff. Like
They can't trust that guy live, man.
No. Yeah, they can't.
I'm surprised
you
they
seen the
trust
paint-
Richard Sherman, to be honest. Live.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
Well, yeah. I mean that. I will agree with you though, Trent. That lineup is pretty. Like Fitzpatrick is on that.
I'd
on
like
that.
the
Tony
Thursday night-
Gonzalez.
I
Thursday night
think it's
postgame's
pretty
good.
solid.
Yeah. I think what did he say before games? He used to take a shot of tequila or something to Peyton Manning. Did you see that interview?
I did not see that. But I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Who said that?
I'm pretty sure Marshawn Lynch said he would take a shot before some of his games.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And then he was always eating Skittles and stuff on the sideline. Anyhow, yeah, so Marshawn Lynch pre-recording. We have Commanders at Bears tomorrow, Thursday night, Friday Eve, vacation eve. Commanders at Bears. Total right now is 38. Chicago is currently favored by 1. Trent, you have a start in this game. Let's hop into this one. We can probably go pretty quick.
It's kind of a scary start, but I have Terry McLaurin and no Logan Thomas. It doesn't look like Jahan Dotson's going to play either.
He's not playing.
Yeah,
He got ruled out.
so if Terry McLaurin's going to be, worth something in your fantasy league, this is the game to start him. This is where he should finally blow up. I know, is Jalen Johnson playing for the Bears?
I am not sure.
So that he's a good lockdown corner, but this is the game. This is the perfect scenario for Terry McLaurin. I like him in this Thursday night matchup. I think you can play him. And Commanders have a lot of guys on defense not playing also.
Jalen Johnson is going to play.
Okay, the Commanders have a lot of guys on defense, I believe, hurt. So I don't mind like Darnell Mooney maybe on the other side. Like I know it's scary.
You couldn't pay me to play a Bears pass catcher.
What do you think about Fields streaming this week in this game? He looked
I
like he
just
could
said
run.
you couldn't pay me.
You
to
said
play.
pass catcher for what it's worth.
I actually
They are different.
okay. I am starting
thrower.
Justin Fields over Marcus Mariota this week in a super flex.
Okay. Here's what I will say. So Carson Wentz has the Ron Rivera stuff. Like Ron Rivera made it very clear he thinks the biggest issue that they have rebuilding their franchise is the quarterback. Like I have a feeling that Carson Wentz is going to try to come out and sling it. Like I don't.
Well,
think
I mean, he's been slinging it. Like
Well,
that's not his
Anytime
problem.
Carson
He's
Wentz
been
plays
slinging
football,
it.
it's must-watch TV.
It
It's
is.
a lot of fun.
So you would hope that maybe he doesn't sling it as much, or maybe he slings it a little bit more accurately. You know what I'm saying? Like he's got to be playing with a little bit that in the back of his head, right? Like I think this could hopefully be a better game for him, and he's playing the Bears. It's like
No, I agree. It's a good matchup for the rest. Almost said the wrong word there. The Commanders side.
Yep.
I think it's fine. This game's it's 37 total. It's ugly. It's just I don't know. It's hard to get excited about anything in here like season long, except for like Terry McLaurin, I guess.
What do you guys think about Brian Robinson? He
just-
did have more snaps or more carries than Antonio Gibson.
Yeah, they split snaps, so he only played like 35-40% snaps. I don't know. I feel like it's a wait and see with Brian Robinson.
Yeah, one more week maybe.
This is the best matchup for wide receivers for Chicago, but I know it's not fun at all to play.
But who is do we have a weather report? I should have asked you that, Seth, at the beginning. What's the weather report looking like?
I don't know. Let me look.
That's
Where's
all
the
right.
game
We
at?
don't-
Is it in Chicago?
It's in
It's
Chicago.
That's
So-
the only reason why I'd ask for a weather report. I mean, the Commanders are on the other side.
Should
so.
we do some picks here? I don't think
Yes.
I don't.
We don't need to go into it too much. I'm going Commanders.
I'm gonna go Bears.
I'm going Washington.
I'm going Commanders as well. Phil, it looks like it's going to be a sunny 53.
Thank you, Seth. I appreciate that. So
Trent, you took the
nothing
Bears?
to worry
I
about
took
with the weather.
Bears, yeah.
All right, moving along here nicely. We have another game here on. We're talking about the Sunday morning games here. So Jets at Packers. Current total is 45.5. We got the Dubs play that we're doing Dubs, however you would like to pronounce it, on Prize
Rub-a-dub-dub.
Picks. Jordan, hit us with that Prize Picks number one more time. What's the Dubs?
43.5.
43.5. We're slapping the over on that bad boy. Green Bay is currently favored by 7.5. What do you guys? Did you guys see? Did you guys see this meme? I don't know if it's true. Daniel Jones walked up to Aaron Rodgers after the game and was like, "Hey, you doing all right?" After he beat him with third-string receivers. I don't know. The lining is like Daniel Jones asking Aaron Rodgers if he's quote unquote doing all right after he just beat him with Aaron Rodgers playing with third-string wide receivers. Anyhow, I thought that was pretty funny. I hope you guys saw that. Anyhow, let's get into this game. I'm all over the place today.
It is 9:45 at night Wednesday.
Yeah.
This will be out Thursday morning. Do you? I like Breece Hall. I guess you could play in this on the Jets side. Like, is there anyone?
No, I mean, I think Breece is almost like a clear RB2 at this point. So he played 66% and 69% of snaps in his last two games, as opposed to Michael Carter's 44 and 42% in the last 2 weeks. Obviously, Michael Carter got 2 goal line touchdowns last week, but Breece Hall is just, I think, he's a monster. Like, we always liked his talent. Like, I've always thought he was really good. It was just a matter if they'd actually give him like the ball as lead back. I think that's happening. It's just I like Breece a lot. I personally think he's the only playable Jets guy. I think startable. Maybe Garrett Wilson's like a flex, but I really like Breece a lot.
You're gonna hate this, but what about?
And it's a good matchup for him. Like, the Green Bay is not great against the run.
What do you think about this, Jordan? Antonio Gibson or Michael Carter? I know that's not fun playing either one of those guys.
I mean, really pray you have someone else to play.
Well, just there's bye weeks, so like Jamal Williams, DeAndre Swift guy or stuff like that. I'm just thinking of bye week type players is all. But
what do you think? Sorry, go ahead, Trent.
Yeah,
I'd probably say Michael Carter. That sounds weird though.
What do you think about this Breece Hall? There's 2 Breece Halls on Prize Picks, 57.5 rushing yards, 15-point fantasy score. Do you like either of those?
Probably the rush yards. I mean, Green Bay is really bad against the run.
Yeah, they gave up 70 yards to Saquon Barkley and 37 yards to Daniel Jones, 14 to Matt Breida. So, I don't know. Just thought I would throw that out there. We could probably give our picks unless
you can play Tanyan in this game, I think.
I guess.
There's
I
not
don't know.
if you have a guy on bye who is
Personally, I think there might be better options out there.
but
Like Hayden Hurst. I'd rather play Hayden Hurst and Tanyan, especially if Higgins is out.
Gerald Everett.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Well, a couple weeks. I think that Parham injury is going to come back to Parham's going to come back to bite you, Phil. I think he's going to see increased usage here as he comes back.
Potentially. I'm going Packers on this one.
go Pack go.
Packers.
What did we even talk about? We didn't talk about the Packers side at all.
You want to have like
I mean,
besides
so
Tanyan,
like
no.
Dubs, I think is playable. I think so. Here's my big. And sorry, I don't mean to
Lazard's
extend this
playable.
game longer. Like we know Packers are winning, but we think. But like the one note I wanted to mention, AJ Dillon only saw 32% snaps last week. I'm concerned about AJ Dillon.
yeah, unless there's a mascot on the field, I don't know if I really want to play him.
I mean, Aaron Jones is he's like an RB1. I think like they really like him. His snaps are going up, Dillon's are going down. So I worry about it a little bit. And Randall Cobb saw a big increase in snaps, 13 targets. I don't know exactly what that is.
Told you I liked Cobb last week.
I just
You made fun of me.
you did not say that.
Yes, I did. On
Oh.
Sunday night, I was like, what do you think about Cobb? And you're like,
On Sunday night, yeah, after the game was played.
just go.
Yeah, I got Packers though. I just wanted to make that note about AJ Dillon. I don't think you have to play AJ Dillon.
All right, what we got next year, Phil?
All right, next we have Bengals at Saints. The current total right now is 43. Cincinnati is currently favored by 1.5. Michael Thomas looks like is either questionable for a foot injury. Olave is on concussion protocol, and Jameis was at practice. Jameis was at practice, could be back. However, do we like? Oh man, why is it slipping my name? What do we? I mean, with Jameis back, what do we like in there? If he is back, in fact.
Well, like, can you play Taysom Hill if Jameis plays? I say no.
So
Taysom Hill went for a ton of fab in semi leagues.
Well, and what about Kamara without Jameis? Don't you like him a little bit more without?
I like
Jameis?
Kamara without Jameis more. Okay, can we talk about the Taysom Hill thing? Like, I don't get it.
I don't either.
Like, I don't understand why Taysom Hill was going for so much fab.
Because the potential's there, and you can play him in the tight end slot. But
like, what am I missing? What potential? He just had the best game he's gonna have.
yeah, no, I know. Unless I think what people were looking at is if Andy Dalton's the quarterback, Taysom Hill will probably be involved. If Jameis
And
plays,
he's going to get red line snap. Red line. He's going to get red zone
He's
snaps.
playing
he's going
he
to?
played 33% snaps last
No,
week.
but do you think he's going to get red zone snaps if they try and do something wild with wild?
No, but sure. But
He'll be touchdown dependent, and that'll be iffy. Like
he hasn't caught a
But I
pass
think-
all year. He's caught one pass all year long. My just issue is that people are spending more fab on Taysom Hill than they spent on like Jeff Wilson this year.
Yeah.
I don't get like it's obviously recency bias, the big game, but like people like I would rather play Hayden Hurst at tight end like every time over Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill just had the best game he's gonna have. He may not score a touchdown for 4 weeks now. People are dropping like 50% of their fab on Taysom. I
couldn't believe it.
understand
Yeah. I put in the
I didn't
waiver.
even consider picking him up in any league.
I put him in the waiver article if you needed help, and he was my third option at tight end, and I had two guys ahead, like Hayden Hurst was ahead of him. But it's kind of like if Andy Dalton's still the QB, I think he'll still get handoffs and stuff. If Jameis is there, he's not going to be involved.
Okay, one also, can we talk about how it was against the worst defense in maybe the history of football?
Sure.
That's accurate.
I've heard the stat that like the Seahawks, I saw this on, I heard a couple people say that they saw it on Twitter, like the Seahawks give up like 3 yards on the ground after a missed tackle, like something crazy like that. Like after contact, there's like 3 more yards that runners get. So in the best matchup possible for Taysom Hill, he had his best game like of his career, fantasy wise. Did he ever even have that many fantasy points when he was playing quarterback?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm going on a tangent here that probably doesn't matter.
It doesn't, but that's all right.
But people were dropping significant amount of fab.
50%.
I just don't understand it, I guess.
I don't think he's worth more than maybe 10 fab. Like you
10%.
You wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was a long tangent for nothing.
You can play Joe Mixon. I think Mixon's going to bust. He's going to start scoring some touchdowns. It will come, I think.
The problem is their line's so bad that they just get backed up on 3rd and longs. They're never out the goal line. They get to the 3-yard line, it's like...
I think he's had 7 red zone carries, I think. So
obviously, there's going to be touchdowns coming, but...
He leads the NFL, I believe, in red zone carries. So
I really think you're starting Hayden Hurst if T. Higgins is out. Kamara, you're playing no matter what, but he's a way better start if Dalton's at quarterback. I think Chase is I think we get a Chase game.
We need Chase, man. I was looking at a route tree that they had, some NFL website that someone shared on Twitter, but it showed Justin Jefferson's route tree that he ran last week, and it's like all over the place. And then Jamar Chase had like 12 routes he ran in the game. Like it's just fades and curls.
Yeah.
Like he's not. I don't know.
They need to get more creative with him.
Well, I mean, that's what was successful last year, if you really think about it. I mean, they were throwing.
They had T. Higgins though too.
True, but they were also even throwing like weird, like screens, like a lot of weird screens.
They need to just find ways to get him involved. They need to do what the Chiefs ended up doing with like Tyreek Hill, and what the Dolphins do with Tyreek Hill now. The only thing I have in this game is like if Olave's out, they're gonna and Thomas is out, they're gonna have like no wide receivers. But I still don't think you're starting any of their wide receivers.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Cincinnati wins this game. Is anyone else?
I would imagine Cincinnati wins this game, but I
Saints are
like
scrappy.
Cincinnati here though. Like if the Seahawks can put, I mean maybe Geno Smith's just really good, but if they can put up points on New Orleans, you would think Cincinnati can. I just worry about that line. I'm going Cincinnati though.
Bengals.
Who dey? All right, who we got next, Phil?
So the next one that we have here is Dolphins at Vikings. The current total right now is 45.5. Minnesota is currently favored by 3.5. Tua is out. Teddy Bridgewater is progressing. I don't think he's going to be there, though. I think it's probably going to be Skylar Thompson from what we'll see. Optimistic looks like that Hill will end up playing. I would assume that he's going to play. This one's kind of a weird one with kind of all of that going on. Teddy Bridgewater is probably going to be like a next week type guy.
I hope so.
I hope Tua's back by next week, but they said they're going to play Skylar Thompson. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raheem Mostert game.
So yes, I would say 100% yes, especially if Skylar Thompson is starting. Mostert missed practice today. So with a knee injury that was not there last week. So a new knee injury, missed practice, tad bit concerning. But if he's healthy, he's an awesome start. I think he's like really good, like RB2. It's very solid RB2.
I'm streaming Kirk in a league this week on this Dolphins defense. I feel pretty good about it. I don't know if he's available enough to make like stream of the week worthy, but
I don't love Waddle and Tyreek. Obviously, you're playing Tyreek and you're probably playing Waddle, but with Thompson back there, I could feel great about them.
yeah.
Tyreek Hill's probably still going to be good in PPR, but man, Waddle might be a borderline like bench guy. Might be a borderline sit.
Do you
like,
think he plays? He had a boot on.
Well, even if he plays, like I just don't.
With that quarterback.
Yeah, with the quarterback.
Is this the game we finally see McDaniels put Tyreek behind, at running back maybe?
It's possible.
Or, something creative. McDaniels does stuff like that.
What about Gesicki?
I just not. I mean, I don't want to play like the third pass catcher.
Well, I'm saying we're saying that all like Waddle's injured.
I don't know. I just don't know.
Tyreek is
Thompson's
banged
that
up a little
good,
bit.
so I
just
don't know.
usually with some of these backup.
Yeah, I
I
know.
kind of like to tie it in a little bit.
I know.
more.
But I think it's a little
True.
different just because the Tyreek can kind of be that guy, right? He can
But
run
if
those
he's
routes.
but if he's kind of that's
Yeah,
the only
that's
thing
true.
that I'm banking on. So I agree with all your points though.
I will say that Minnesota's, this is not the Dalvin Cook of old. He ran real good with touchdowns last week, but 57% snaps last week, Madison 43%. I don't know if they're saving him. I don't know if it's the shoulder, probably a little bit of both. But Madison is getting a bigger workload than he has in the last couple of years. I think Irv Smith is streamable. Like Irv Smith, Taysom Hill.
Irv Smith.
Yeah.
But
so
I'm like one of the biggest Irv guys there is.
yeah.
Yeah. Is anyone going to pick the Dolphins here?
If like Teddy was quarterback, I probably would.
Yeah.
But with Thompson, I don't think I can.
I'm going Vikings.
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 Can we do a skull
Skull.
clap?
I'm not doing
All
it
right,
again.
Seth, too much.
All right, Trent.
That is really cool, by the
I'm
way.
gonna pitch it over.
All right, sign up for our Dudes Letter, the only fantasy the only fantasy newsletter that will make you laugh or cry. We have waivers on Tuesday, and we have some dad moves on Thursday with the legendary Fantasy Dad. It's a good one. You won't want to miss that. It comes out Thursday morning, so go ahead and sign up for that on our Twitter at tffdudes or on our website at www.thefantasyfootballdudes.com. And if you want to see our lovely faces, camera adds 5 pounds. We are on YouTube. We remembered to plug in the camera this time, so we're doing a little bit better. Left the cord over there, so this will be on YouTube. So if you want more than us whispering into your ears, we can be whispering to your face. Then go ahead and watch us at YouTube at tffdudes. There is a link in the show notes. Phil, what do we got?
Yeah. So the next game that we have is Buccaneers at Steelers. The current total right now is 43.5. Tampa Bay is currently favored by 8. Jordy, you have a sit in this game. You want to go into that one really quick?
Yeah, I have Najee Harris as a sit here. Pittsburgh's a 9-point underdog, and the 9-point underdog with a bad O-line and a bad defense. So, I mean, the Bills just put up 38 points on them last week. Najee only played 49% of the snaps compared to 51% of the snaps for Jalen Warren. I think they just get Jalen Warren more involved here.
Do you think that's just because they were losing that they wanted to get more?
I just think they're going to be losing a lot, though.
Yeah.
I don't see them competitive in many games. Pickett doesn't really want to dump the ball off. Last year, Najee was so good because Roethlisberger would just dump the ball off of all these short routes. Pickett kind of wants to chuck it, I think.
Deontay Johnson led him in targets last week, for what it's worth. He had 13 targets.
Yeah, so, I guess, I think that's his guy. If he's going to throw short routes, it's going to be Deontay. He wants to chuck it, he's going to go to Claypool or Pickens. So, I just don't think that they want to get the running backs involved. Their O-line's really bad. They can't run the football. And outside of CEH, the Tampa Bay run defense really hasn't given up more than 60 yards to a running back outside of CEH. And that was a weird game where they were down a lot. Yeah, and this is not one of those, I know Trent's come on here the last couple weeks and said, Kamara, sit him, but you might have to play him. You do not, I think you just don't play Najee Harris. I think you put him on your bench and you don't play him.
I have Najee. I took him in the first round. my head's above water. I have one more win than losses in the league, but I went all in on Kenneth Walker, and I'm going to play Kenneth Walker over Najee.
I really think, like, I know it's hard to say, like, you literally just don't play your first round pick. Usually it's like, you kind of got to play him, but, like, temper your expectations. Like, I think you just do not play him.
Yeah. If it wasn't for Lamar Jackson, I'd be in big trouble in that league.
The only way Najee gets there, in my opinion, is if he gets a touchdown.
Yeah.
I don't see, like, their offense is not good enough to, like, score the ball.
The Bucks D is really good against the run.
And I think the only way they get there is, like, if they score, it's going to be like a deep bomb or something. But here, Trent, do you have a city?
I don't have anything.
Okay.
I thought about making Deontay Johnson or Pickens, but
For what it's
I
worth,
think it's to be garbage time to be chucking the
for
ball.
what it's worth,
game.
Trent and I both had Najee Harris as a sit, and he let me take it. So, like, I think we're pretty aligned
Indian
here on
leg
Najee.
wrestled for the pick.
We're pretty aligned here on
It was not
Najee
pretty.
being a sit. But
Anyways, I'm gonna go
is
with
there anything else in this game, though, we want to talk about?
Bucks side. You're playing. Can you play? Is it Rashid White?
I think Fournette. It's a good Fournette game, I think. Even though his snap counts have come down a little bit, but Fournette, Evans, Godwin. I like Godwin again in this spot. We just saw what the Bills did, and obviously, Brady will not keep his foot in the gas as far as like passing wise, like Josh Allen will.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're still gonna throw like. So, and I like all the Pittsburgh. I like Pickens here. I like Pickens quite a bit here.
I'm gonna go with Bucks winning this game. Is anyone going Steel City?
Is Pittsburgh gonna win another game?
I
I have to look at their schedule,
yeah.
but like,
Even regardless of the schedule, who are they beating? Maybe the Lions. I don't even know if they win that one.
so I've seen this might be like the first losing season for Mike Tomlin in a
It
very
is.
long time.
I don't think he's had a losing season actually.
Yeah, it might be like a bad losing season. They may not win another game.
They might beat Miami next week if it's still a similar quarterback
I don't
situation.
even know.
I
Trent.
don't even
Yeah.
know.
That's the only one.
Their schedule. Maybe the Panthers.
Maybe Colts,
clean house.
Falcons. They play Colts and Falcons.
So they have a couple of
They
opportunities.
play the Panthers.
The Colts are like. The Colts are they what 2-2-1?
Will they be a betting favorite in any game the rest of the year? Maybe the Panthers game.
Maybe the Panthers.
I'm not here for the Colts hate. I think the Colts are going to turn it around still. I maybe I'm the only
Hashtag for the shoe. Phil, what do we got for our next game here?
one. For the next, sorry, I was looking at the Colts. The next game we have here is Patriots at Browns. The current total right now is 43. Cleveland is currently favored by 2.5. Mac Jones limited in practice. I don't know if we have a yay or a nay on his status just yet. If we do, you guys can correct me. Jordan, you have a start in this game. You wanna
Yeah.
talk about that a little bit.
I really liked Ramondre Stevenson here. I think it's like a really smash spot for him. The Browns have given up the 5th most rushing yards and the 3rd most touchdowns to running backs this year through 5 games. So Damian Harris is going to be out this week. Ramondre had a 90% snaps share last week. And I like Ramondre because he's also involved in the passing game. So even if they go down, he's their pass-catching back. They played him a ton last week without Harris. And the Browns got absolutely torched by Austin Eckler last week. And the week before, the Falcons kind of ran all over them by committee. That was that game where the Falcons they threw like 11 passes or whatever and won the game. So I think the Browns are a very good matchup, very good spot for Ramondre. I just think this is like, if you drafted Ramondre, you kind of went like RB2 strategy, or you drafted Ramondre, this is the spot for you drafted him for. No Damian Harris.
Yeah.
One of the best matchups for running backs. This is why you drafted him. And I just think you have to play him here.
So here's a fun, interesting stat about Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper on the road has not scored more than 3 points on the road. At home, he has not scored less than 17 points. So he is like...
And they're at home.
Yeah, they're at home. So he had 20 the first game, then he had 19 at home, then he had 17.
Wow.
So maybe I think you can play Amari Cooper, but it's really like his road games are 3 and 1. So it's like I have to throw here.
I haven't talked much DFS yet on this today, but like one secondary stack I really like in DFS is like Ramondre Stevenson, Amari Cooper. I think that's a very good like secondary stack there. You're obviously playing Chubb and Hunt. Like, it's just a very clear game for me. Ramondre, Chubb, Hunt, Cooper. No one else, right?
Yeah. I wish those Patriot tight ends could be a little bit better. I missed the Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry games, but it seems like those are gone and forgotten. I'm going to say Patriots win this game.
Ooh.
Is anyone-
For what it's worth, Trent, Hunter Henry played 92% snaps last week. Johnny was out. He ran a decent amount of routes. It's just tough to trust, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Too tough to trust.
If Mac Jones is back, I think it's a little more doable.
Yeah, well, if you're like the T.J. Hawkinson guy, you might want to play like Njoku. I bet Njoku's not even available at this point, but you might want to play like Hunter Henry or something. I'm just talking about filling your roster. Yeah, just filling out your roster. That's the most important thing. If your fish isn't in the water, you can't. If your pool isn't in the water, you can't catch any fish.
Lure.
Well, if there's
Your
no
pole's
fish
in the water, you're not
if
fishing
there's
at
no
all.
fish in the water, you're not gonna catch any fish
That's
either.
true.
So,
Yeah, you might need to go to a different pond.
Yeah. Or
It's anyone.
buy a boat.
Is anyone else taking Pats?
I'm taking the Browns.
Anyone taking the Browns? Is there anyone taking the Patriots?
I'm taking the Browns.
He said he's taking the Patriots.
I'm taking the Patriots. Jordan.
I'm thinking I'm gonna go Patriots here.
All right.
I think Ramondre has a big game. I think they run all over him.
Now we find out who's the smarter guys on this pod. Speaking of,
I'm probably going to lose because you said that.
all right, let's move on here.
He was the fanciest guy at the party he was at, and he's the fanciest guy on the pod, and we don't even have him on camera.
I know, man. That's a disgrace to this podcast. I'll wear a polo next week, I guess, just a
Suit and tie.
Sure. All right. So Ravens at Giants. I think this one's going to kind of be an interesting one. Rashad Bateman did not practice, but let's get into the line total. So the current total right now is 45. Baltimore is currently favored by 5.5 against the 4-1 Giants team, who played pretty decent in
They're playing good
across the pond. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
good football.
I think this and they're at home, and the Ravens are favored by 5.5. So do you want to go into? Do you guys have any? Maybe the tougher schedule the Ravens have played. Like, what do you guys think is why Vegas is favoring them right now by 5?
I think they're still like skeptical if this Giants team is actually good or not.
because of schedule. Think maybe more.
Yeah, it's just like they don't have like the equity of like being like, yeah, they're really good, right? They've been really bad for so long. So I think it's that. I kind of like the matchup for Daniel Jones, Saquon.
Jones is QB 14 on the season for what it's worth.
Yeah, because he has good rushing upside. He's getting the job. And he's playing good. Like he's honestly playing really good. So,
It's got some grit.
Slayton looked good last week.
Bloody hand.
I like Slayton kind of
Some
rose.
ankles.
Slayton rose from the dead. Looked good last week. I don't know. Like you're definitely just playing Saquon. I think maybe Jones is streamable.
Can we play J.K. Dobbins?
He only played 40% snaps last week.
Yeah, it's not.
They're just easing him in. I don't think they want to play him more than 50% snaps. I don't know. I think Duvernay's fine flex if Bateman is out again. Mark Andrews, Lamar. This feels pretty cut and dry to me. Like Saquon, Lamar, Andrews, maybe Duvernay.
Mhm.
Yeah, JK's tough because you drafted him pretty high. So
Yeah, and he missed the first 2 games, and then he had that one really good game, and then he's just kind of been
he's touchdown dependent, I think.
yeah. And with Lamar Jackson, that might not happen because Mark Andrews is just a target hog in the red zone also.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna go Ravens win this game. I don't know if there's any other deep plays. Like you said, I like Duvernay again. I'll be playing him in a league.
I think like Slayton is the Giants' best wide receiver at this point, but like, are you really playing Darius Slayton? Like, I don't. Are you starting him? I don't think so.
Slayton over Cobb.
It's
I don't know,
not a
that's
terrible
close.
wide receiver matchup for New York.
No, that's what I'm saying.
it's
like,
just
I mean, Baltimore
wide
looked good
receivers.
against the Bengals last week, but like, I think the Giants' line is better than the Bengals' line. So that's what I'm saying. Like, Slayton's like, I don't know. It's just it's a good matchup, but I don't really trust anybody there.
Taking the Birds on the road.
Yeah, I'm taking Baltimore.
I'm taking the spread and going with the Giants, baby.
Yeah, too bad we're not allowing that anymore.
I am going with the Giants though.
Okay.
Ravens.
If you guys, so that's 3 against 1. You don't want to give me the spread as a win here. Come on, let's consider it
Are you gonna give us if Baltimore covers as a win?
like an extra.
No, we're not doing this.
It's just
It sounded like you were entertaining it there for a second.
we are a
just
fantasy
wanted to see
football
your
pod,
answer.
but we definitely go off the rails maybe more than most pods.
Yeah, unfortunately and fortunately.
Phil is always off his rocker.
Yes, yeah, rocker and rails.
Rocking rails. Okay, Phil, what do we got
Actually,
next?
who says off the rails? I think that's Jordy, isn't he? Who knows? Let's get into this next
You're
game.
grinding my gears. Go.
All right, Jags at Colts. Current total right now is 42. Indianapolis is currently favored by 1.5. That probably just fires you up, Jordan.
Not really. We were horrible last week. We lost to the Texans last week, Phil.
I forgot you're a realist. Never mind. It doesn't grind your gears. So the JT was off the sideline rehabbing. Hines is, didn't Hines get
That concussion was nasty. Too.
Yeah, that was a weird. That one actually looked worse to me than Tua's.
The first time, Tua's first one.
Both.
I mean, Hines literally could not walk.
I'm not trying to be. I'm not making fun of it. He looked like a baby deer.
Yeah, no, he couldn't.
You know, like when a baby deer is born and it's like, it was just a bad.
He was trying to keep walking and he couldn't. Like he kept stumbling. Like it was. Yeah.
That was bad. Yeah.
I don't think either of them play.
You don't think JT plays either?
So
I
who
guess
do we
it's
have?
possible, but
who do
the
we
fact
have
that
there?
he's still on the side rehabbing, almost that game was on. So we're talking almost 10 days after his injury, and he's still on the side rehabbing.
And they had a long week last week too because they played on that legendary Thursday night football
So
game.
Deion Jackson,
Yeah, or Philip Lindsay.
Sam Ellinger, maybe.
I think Phil
Lindsay.
Lindsay. I think Phil Lindsay might
I like-
steal like most.
I like
work.
Alec Pierce. He's looking good.
Yeah, I like Alec Pierce. This game. But are you playing? Are you starting Alec Pierce?
It depends, if Devontae Adams is on a bye and I need a wide receiver. Like I'm just thinking of stuff like that. We're now in the bye week, so you got to be a little.
Yeah,
I feel like these bye weeks. It doesn't feel like
It's not terrible, no.
No.
Hey, well, Devontae Adams might not play another week.
Yeah.
Like he's.
Oh, geez, yeah, totally. We might have a cameraman also on the podcast in a couple of weeks just
to give his view on the
give
whole
his take.
situation.
I will say it. Jonathan Taylor plays is in a really good spot here.
Yeah, let's look at. I didn't do my pod due diligence. Let me look at where he's at here. Keep talking there. Jordan.
I think Michael Pittman. I think it's a good spot for Michael Pittman. So on the Jaguar side, I think Christian Kirk has a good bounce back game here. But so Travis Etienne, I think, is taking over this backfield.
It looks like it.
51 and 53% snaps the last two. Robinson 47 and 40% last two snap share. I like Etienne. I think they're starting to get him more involved in the pass game. So I think Etienne. I think you can borderline play Etienne here, start him as a flex guy. Maybe Dameon Pierce is on bye. I think Dameon Pierce is one of the bigger bye guys, bye week guys. So I think Etienne slots in there nicely. Yeah, I like Etienne. I like Christian Kirk here, Michael Pittman.
So first practice of the week this week, Jonathan Taylor was not there.
Yeah, I don't think he was there Wednesday either. He was on the sidelines
Today is
Wednesday.
So on Thursday, maybe he will. You're just gonna have to monitor the situation.
yeah.
But my thing is that
it's an ankle injury.
we're- We are 10 days out from this injury, and he's not at practice. Like that concerns me a little bit, right?
Coming from the thought leadership for ankle injury guys,
Yeah.
I could tell you, Trent, you could probably agree with me here. Ankle
If
injury.
I had a high ankle sprain, I would not be able to cut the same.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I don't know. I feel
Walking to the kitchen to get your cup of coffee.
Yeah, it's true.
like it sounds to me like he's not playing.
I definitely don't think like he's playing, and also the fact that it's like you said, 10 days after. No, we're not 10.
And he's
days.
not even like doing like
We're at 6 days right now, but the
Off
fact that
this-
he's not there, just
not
walking
even like
around,
doing like non-contact drills. Like
Yeah.
right, it's just
It's kind of weird that he's not there at all. I mean, he's their stud for sure, so they're probably taking it extremely slow. But this is weird. It might be a lot worse than they thought.
Yeah.
Fracture maybe
Trevor Lawrence. Can we play Trevor Lawrence? They're a middle of the road pass.
You
team.
watched Trevor Lawrence last 2 weeks. You're not playing Trevor Lawrence.
Well, I got to play somebody because Jared Goff's on bye, and I lost Trey Lance already. So.
Play Daniel Jones. I would play Justin Fields over Trevor Lawrence. How about that, Trent?
Oh wow!
Ooh.
There's probably some, I don't know if I actually
No,
do
you're
that.
just
What if
saying
he
that
hears-
you're trying.
what if he
You're
hears
trying
you
to
say
reverse.
that?
He's trying
Yeah.
to reverse jinx his team. We should all play Trevor.
Gosh, they need to bounce back. It's been a rough couple weeks.
Yeah, you're struggling. man.
T-Law needs to show me something. He needs to show something.
I'm going Colts.
Yeah, I'm going Colts for sure. Colts are going to be 3-2.
Yeah. Can I just
Jags
make
kind of
one?
own the Colts though.
They literally beat them 28-0 3 weeks ago, for what it's worth.
Yeah, it's a revenge game.
Revenge game. Thank you, Phil. Finally, someone who understands me.
Jacksonville defense. Matt Ryan, Takes a lot of sacks.
It's not bad to stream.
Jaguars are actually good at rushing the passer. That's one thing they're doing really well this year. Tavon Walker looks really good for what it's worth. We don't give defensive takes on this pod, though. I will take the Jaguars.
Seth, did you?
I picked the Colts.
Colts, okay.
Can't we pick up a game on you guys? Jacksonville's not losing 3 in a row. We're not that bad again.
Bortles retired.
We'll see.
People might be in mourning. All right. 49ers at Falcons. The current line total is 44.5. San Francisco is favored by 5.5, probably because that Cordell Patterson is on injured reserve. Trent, you have actually, you know what? Let me give you a little opportunity here to talk about our Discord. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, if you're looking for some extra fantasy football help from trades to waivers or just looking for leagues, our Dude Nation Discord is the place for you. We have barbecue picks. We have friends. We have dudes. We have it all. So go join our Dude Nation Discord. The link is in the show notes, so check that out. Phill will be in there. I did some nice, had some nice ribs, a couple weeks ago.
Threw some ribs on there. I need to get in there and throw it down a little bit with some of my
Doing
BBQ.
some tri-tip Thursday nights. We'll probably throw that on there. So
Try Thursday?
Yeah, try Thursday.
All right.
Try hard Thursday.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
You keep forgetting
right
what
now.
day it is. All right. So what do you guys want to talk about in this one? We could probably get through this one a little bit quicker. Anything you guys? Let's start with the quickest part. Anything you want to start on the Falcons side?
Kyle Pitts returned to practice.
I don't know if you even want to touch that either.
I don't.
Drake London,
Kind of
tough
don't wanna touch
matchup,
that,
but
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's a tough matchup for the Falcons. I guess for me, it's Drake London, Kyle Pitts. You probably have to just play Kyle Pitts if he's on.
If Kyle Pitts
I don't know.
doesn't
I don't.
play,
Do you have to play Kyle
the
Pitts?
tight end,
I've
Oh,
replaced
can't you-
him. I've replaced him with Njoku, and I've been happy.
Did
Yeah.
you drop Kyle Pitts though?
No, I kept him, and I also traded him in my other league.
what do
For
you,
me,
what do you
Mark
get
Ann.
for him?
For me, I'm
I
never
got-
carrying 2 tight ends on a roster, so I'm either dropping him or playing him.
And you
Like,
wouldn't feel comfortable dropping him.
no.
His best game's 11 points. He still doesn't have a touchdown on American soil. That's kind of a big deal. What did you get for Kyle Pitts, Seth?
I traded him for Gerald Everett, actually, and I don't know if I'm that happy about it
We just
because,
straight up traded Kyle Pitts.
yeah, I straight up, I was done with it, and I still have him in my dynasty league. So
I think you
that's
won
fine.
there personally.
Stop.
I mean,
Here's
maybe
my thing-
maybe for this season.
My
but-
thing with
Yes.
Kyle
Is
Pitts.
it a dynasty?
No, it's just the season long one, but
Oh.
the other one's dynasty. I kept him.
Yeah, you can't drop him where in dynasty.
Where it matters.
Here's
Dynasty.
my thing. I've seen Kyle Pitts is too talented. He's too talented to just not
It's
be
the
good all
coaching
year long.
there is the problem.
I know. But like that's my thing is that at some point you just got to bet on talent. I'm going to bet on the talent of Kyle Pitts winning out.
But when do you stop betting? I'm not saying he's not a good tight end in the NFL. That's not what I'm saying. Fantasy wise, when do you say like, hey, I
will
done with it?
Well, so I think there's more like leeway. I'm more willing to do it at a position like
tight
tight end than like receiver or running back.
There's a lot of upside there with him, apparently.
Like-
So I've been told.
Let's be honest. Mariota had a nice start to the season. Ritter's going to be starting here
I think
by the end of
so.
the year.
I think so.
And Ritter he may not throw that well, but I just think like he's more dynamic maybe.
When is Atlanta's bye week? It is week 14.
Yeah.
So a season might be over for
Kyle
them by
Pitts
then.
is 25 right now, just for what it's worth.
I just
Yeah,
on
think
the
you
season.
keep
Young, Wild, and Free.
No. On the season, I'm saying
Oh, 25. Okay.
25 in terms of. He was number 7 last year. I guess I didn't play that up as much as I probably.
on the Niners. I think it's a really great spot for Jeff Wilson. I think he's an RB1. He did see a decrease in snaps last week, which is somewhat concerning, but that could be also because of blowout. I don't know. I don't think Tevin Coleman's really playing more than 30% snaps anyways.
My sit of the week is Drake London. I have
Oh,
Drake
sorry,
London.
did you-
Yeah, no.
Phil's doing a terrible job.
Yeah,
of
No,
listening.
actually, it's not in
It's
there.
my fault.
It's not in there.
Okay, my bad.
Luckily, we got it
I can
color coded. So yeah, Drake London is my sit of the week. He's killing you. He's not doing good. If Kyle Pitts comes back, he helps. That should help him. But if they're gonna just the 49ers defense is pretty good. It's a bad matchup for wide receivers.
Yeah,
So I don't like Drake London in this game. That's my sit of the week. So
I see the problem here. You have him in the wrong game.
Yeah, that's why. That's all right though. Hey, I needed to adjust. I'll take a little bit of that one. All right,
Sorry.
you guys ready? Let's give our take.
What about George Kittle?
You have to play him. If you have to play Kyle Pitts, you have to play George
No,
Kittle.
and I don't like this game.
He's just a left tackle now, though.
Well, no,
He's good
the
at blocking.
issue is that they're not going to use Kittle until games where they need him, right? So I think they play the Chiefs. There's going to be a couple games where it's going to be a real good Kittle spot.
Yeah.
I don't think this is the week, but again, like with a tight end like that, you just got to play him.
I think the backup tight end got a lot of.
You take your 5 catches for 40 yards with Kittle this week and just call it good, probably.
Yeah.
Yep. I think everyone's probably taking the Niners, no?
Yeah, Niners.
49ers Empire. Rise.
Let's go. All right, so moving on to the next game, Seahawk Nation, baby. Cardinals at Seattle. Go ahead, Jordan.
No, this afternoon window is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, the
It
other
is a
window's
very
not good.
fun afternoon window. Yeah, this is going to be – I will be loading up all the DFS lineups with people from these two really fun games here, so I'm excited.
And you know what? I actually haven't been keeping track of the Cardinals' point total. I think this is a big game to see really where the Cardinals are at on the offensive side. No,
I could argue maybe not because both defenses are so bad.
True,
so
true. That's a good point.
But yeah, it's going to be a fun game. Like, you want to give the total and stuff?
Yeah, we'll give the total. This is currently at 51, not our highest total, but a higher total. And I think I already mentioned this. Arizona is favored by 2.5. Trent, you have a start in this game. There's obviously some other things that we can touch on, but you want to get in the start.
Yeah,
first.
I got Kenneth Walker, Texas Rangers, my start of the week at running back. I'm excited for this. Penny looked good. Kenneth Walker looked really good last week. Play him. It's a good matchup for the running back, and you just spent a bunch of fab on him. Now you got to get rewarded for it. So play Kenneth Walker. I think this is might be a beast quake, 2.0, not 2.0, maybe slight beast quake. But I like Kenneth Walker in this spot. I think it's a good spot for him. And I actually like the Cardinals running back as well on the other side. Like, this is
Benjamin?
yeah.
Well, we got to know what
If
James
Connor
Conner-
doesn't
yes.
play, yeah.
It's a good matchup for Connor or Benjamin.
Connor did not practice today.
Yeah,
And a rib injury is no fun.
especially for a running back.
Yeah, for really anyone.
So,
You can play Geno.
yeah, so like I love this game. I agree with you 100% on Ken Walker. I think like DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett are an awesome spot. I think Geno might be borderline QB1 now for the rest of the season.
He's QB6 on the season right now.
He's playing like that. This is a great matchup for him. The Cardinals are
The Seahawks are going to be losing so many games too that he's going to have to make plays.
They're almost like the Lions to a degree, and I think they're almost better at it than the Lions.
Well, because they're scoring a lot of points.
Really bad defense, and they can move the ball on offense.
yeah.
The Cardinals are one of the best matchups for the pass. So both these teams, looking out here, they're both really good matchups. Seattle is like 7th in pass yards allowed. Arizona's like 12th. It feels like more than that to me. Like, it feels like it should be even better matchups. In just yards allowed in general, Seahawks are number 1. And man, Arizona feels like a worse defense than what the
Yeah, they're not-
stats show. But I think the Seahawks are able to move the ball here. I love this game a lot for DFS purposes. I think you can stack Kyler. You could stack Geno. I think I prefer the Geno side just because he's so much cheaper. But yeah, all the guys here, all the Cardinals,
Everybody.
Marquise Brown, Zach Ertz. I think Rondale Moore is interesting. He came back and had a really good game last week. So
Yeah, I
love
like
this game.
Rondale Moore a lot this week.
yeah, I love this game.
Hopkins is coming back soon, right?
Hopkins back soon.
I thought he came back after 6. Isn't this week? Oh, after 6. So I think he's suspended
week
for 6.
7.
He'll be back in 7.
He posted that video counting when he can take himself off his fantasy football bench and play himself.
Hopefully he's not doing it for any money because we saw what happened in the
Yeah.
Falcons organization for that. I'm going, believe it or not, unless there's something else I'm going to go Seahawks at home.
I'm gonna go Cardinals. I don't know if it's a double XP point, but I'm just gonna go with Cardinals. I think Marquise Brown can have a big game.
Seth, you taking the home?
I'm taking the Hawks, baby.
Let's go.
Um,
Make the right decision here, Jordy.
For the
I really
record,
just
Hawks kill Cardinals.
That's right.
I really just like
That's
the.
science.
Speaking knowledge. That's
Hey, we're gonna
It's called
see.
biology.
We're gonna see like a 31-27 game. This is gonna be a fun
Is
game.
this the high? Oh, this is almost the highest.
I'm so excited to
I
watch
like-
this whole game.
I like the over in this game. And
And we'll get it too. Oh, we may not because of the Rams, but dang it.
It's a good thing you have this thing called a red zone, Phil.
Yeah. When they'll be there a lot, so we'll
Yeah,
probably
there's only
see a
3
lot of the
games.
game.
There's only 3 games on the afternoon
Or there's a
window.
thing called streams.
You're gonna get a watch. Yeah.
Not a sponsor of the pod.
Not a sponsor. Not a sponsor.
I'm going Seattle.
All right. Good call there, Jordy. All right, moving on here. This game, I'm not. This is the one game in the afternoon that I'm not excited about. Maybe you're excited
Well,
about.
there's only 3, and you're excited about 2. So
I'm just making it clear which one I'm not excited about,
Thank
Jordan. All right, I'm not excited
Let
about
people
this
make
game.
an educational decision.
But we
Phil.
have some Rams fans around
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
You know, I have to
Fair
give them a
point.
little
Whose
bit of
house?
love. We got to get some. So Panthers at Rams in Los Angeles, and the current total right now is 40.5. LA is currently favored by 10.5. Baby, Baker is questionable.
I don't think
Baker's
play.
not playing.
Yeah, so we get Sammy D maybe.
No,
No,
we
it's
get
PJ.
PJ Walker.
And he said he said all he does is just give his playmakers the ball. So
Win,
maybe-
win, win. No matter what.
He's good with his legs. XFL legend PJ Walker.
So wait, what happened to Sam
PJ
Darnold?
Walker,
what
Texas
am I
Ranger.
missing?
Sam Darnold got hurt.
He's been hurt all
He
season.
got hurt
I
like.
think he's on injured reserve. I
That's
think.
embarrassing. I mean, we're in.
He got hurt
injury
preseason
reserve
or at
6
practice?
weeks, but he
Preseason or practice?
I think practice, I believe.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't keep track of injured.
But,
players unless they're,
Phil, your
starters.
only job is to track second string QBs. in this league. You're
Hey,
doing a
this
terrible
this
job.
game is easy though, right? Like it's a pretty good matchup.
You willing to play Rams running backs?
So that's what I have. It's a good spot for them, but I don't trust the split. It's tough. Daryl Henderson is like playing more snaps. Feels like Cam Akers is getting more carries. Is the best. I don't know. It's a mess. It's Cooper Kupp, Tyler Higbee, DJ Moore, CMC. Move on. Is there anything I'm missing there?
I had high aspirations for Tutu Atwell, but he has not panned out this year. So
Great.
last year I
He
was
had a good
ex- I
catch.
was-
He
yeah, I
had a
was
good catch
excited.
last week.
Yeah.
He didn't play. He was inactive for the whole year, like until last week.
So keep your eye on old Tutu.
I like
Terrible
DJ
name.
Moore. Like the DJ Moore. Can we trust him with new quarterback, new
Philip
coach?
Walker, of course.
PJ.
It's Philip though.
Oh, it is
Philip
Real
Jr.?
name, yeah.
Why don't you go by PJ?
I'm not a junior.
No one has to know that.
Pistol P is what I'd prefer. Let's just go into your what else you have to say?
I just think you play those 4. I think Moore is startable as a flex. I might use him this week.
Maybe Philly the Kid. That'd be a good nickname.
You can't give yourself nicknames. It's not how it works.
Do you think this helps McCaffrey having Walker playing
I think
quarterback?
so.
Maybe.
I think so.
I think probably anything besides Baker probably helps McCaffrey.
They have. I mean, Baker did start dumping it to him these last 2
He has the worst QBR since Jamarcus Russell, I believe, is what I
Jeez.
saw.
So I like Higbee too. Higbee's a good tight end.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Diggs,
I'm taking the Rams.
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 House.
Rams. All right, moving on to. I think this is probably I would say the most exciting game.
This is what will be
it's
on
tough,
Red
actually,
Zone the
because-
whole time.
Yes, but then also the Sunday night game should be fun too.
Yes.
So like this one, this is this it gets kind of exciting here a little bit.
The NFL should flex more to the afternoon, in my opinion, when there's this many.
I don't.
games.
But Trent also like. Oh, you're saying they should have like made it.
Maybe like I don't know how many games there are. I should know, but go like 6 and 6, or
yeah.
7
it's
and
hard
5.
like location wise.
Yeah, it's all based on
The,
East Coast, West
the
Coast.
afternoon. There's only 4 afternoon games.
3.
Are you?
Luckily
Night
though,
Football.
hey, but the good
They
thing
could
is
have bumped the Broncos and the Chargers.
Seahawks game
but the-
might get bumped because the Mariners.
so they'll move it back an hour.
Yeah.
Which is actually nice because there'll be no gap
Yeah,
in between.
yeah.
We'll literally go football straight through Sunday night.
Yeah,
Um,
nothing else.
but
going on.
let's be honest, Trent. If there was a week to only have like 3 games,
Yeah,
you get 2 really good games. Like I'm not gonna want to watch anything really other than this Buffalo KC game, anyways. So
yeah.
Be a fun one.
All right, so let's go. You're gonna say something there?
No,
Trent,
no,
or
I'm
you want
waiting
me
for
to
the
get in
total.
lines?
I'm waiting for
So
the total.
Bills at Chiefs. The current line total is 54, and Buffalo is favored in Arrowhead by 2.5. Trent, you got a nice little stat in
Yeah.
there. This is the first time in his career that Mahomes is a underdog at home.
I know.
Which is
This
wild.
line is kind of crazy to me.
But the Bills have just been so hot. Valley Boy repping Josh Allen all day. Let's go. Jordan, you have a start in this game. Get into it.
Yeah, so it's a little weird one for me, but like I really like MVS. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, MVS.
Scantlin.
Game has a 54 total. I think it's the best game on the slate. He's starting to feel to me like the wide receiver that Mahomes trusts the most. I watched most of that game on Monday night, and he's looking to him, And even after he dropped a very crucial catch in the previous week, so I like MVS a lot here. It seems like Mahomes starting to trust him more than Juju, and behind Kelsey, it seems like, and their teams are doubling Kelsey big time. It's opening it up for MVS. He's played his most snaps of the year last week, I think at 82%. He's getting steady targets. He leads the team in air yards, and he has an 8 out of 10. So I like all that. And I just really think we get that. We see MVS still hasn't had like that 50-yard bomb, but also I think they're using him a little differently than he was used in Green Bay. They're running him kind of on that those Tyreek routes, those short routes.
Which you thought Juju might have been the guy.
Yeah, I think it's just MVS. Yeah, he's going to have the occasional drops. He dropped a ball last week. That actually was a pretty big drop too. But like,
he finished wide receiver 20 on the week last week. That's the best of Chiefs receivers done.
He should have got the 100-point bonus if he catches that ball. He would have got the 100-yard bonus. Yeah, I think we get a really good game from MVS here. This game should be up and down. I don't know who's playing from ahead, but I just think they're going to pass the ball a lot. And
you don't like any. It's all wide. You don't like the running backs.
I do not like the running backs in Kansas City. They're basically McKinnon and CEH are basically 40%, 40%. Pacheco barely played last week.
Singletary.
I like Singletary a lot
in this game.
So I'm gonna take the L on last week. I had Singletary to start, and I was wrong.
You should have reloaded.
I almost did, but I didn't want to come back with it. But I think this is the time for Singletary. Close game. They're gonna use him in the pass game. Both games that it's been close, they've been competitive. He's played 85% snaps and has gotten a lot of targets in the pass game.
Yeah, I think.
So I think this is the game for Singletary.
And it was just a bad. We didn't know what it was going to look like when they're completely blowing out a team like that.
And I think just from now on, close games for the Bills and games you think are going to be close. Singletary is just a must play.
Is your guy? Yep.
Is a must play.
So do you want to make him your start too? You want to throw that?
No, I just really like him. Like, okay. I really like him a lot.
Take both.
Trent, anything?
No, I like it. I'm still worried about MVS, but he finally cracked the top 20 last week. So it looks like he is finally,
I think he's a flex play.
Yeah.
Maybe you have Brandon Cooks. You need someone for Brandon Cooks, I just think he's a flex play. I think he's firmly in consideration as a wide receiver 3 this week.
A little human interest story here. OBJ was at Buffalo Airport. So any thoughts on that?
It's such a good fit. They can ease him in. They don't have to push him right away.
It seems like he's boys with Vaughn.
Yeah, I think that's a really good fit. I think they can ease him in. Crowder going down.
That'd be really cool in my opinion.
Yeah. Crowder going down gives him some depth.
Doesn't that hurt their the wide receiver core in terms of targets, or you think it's fine? You think Diggs
probably hurts Isaiah McKenzie the most.
Okay.
Maybe takes a little bit away from Gabe Davis.
Maybe a little bit. I also think it's something to where they're very slowly working him in, right? They're not playing him a ton of
He'll probably play a lot more in the postseason.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it'll look probably like when he was at the Rams.
Yeah, he got a lot of work in the postseason.
Yep. Okay, cool. Anything else here? You guys want to do some picks here?
I think I'm concerned about Juju. Sky Moore saw his snaps go up. Hardman saw his snaps go down a little bit. On the Bills side, we got away from McKenzie news. See what that does. We like Gabe Davis, Stephon Diggs. Just because this game is so good, a couple DFS wise, I'm gonna have a lot of this game. Maybe just go all in on Josh Allen. I don't know. Maybe go all in on Josh Allen and Geno. Play quarterbacks, one quarterback from both those games, and then really just load up. But I like a lot of the Chiefs guys too. So MVS, Shakir is a great value if McKenzie's out. Singletary I like a lot. So I just want to have a lot of this game in my DFS lineups this week.
Cool. Anything else, Trent?
No, I'm good. It's getting the moment we've all been waiting for.
Man, I feel like this game could go either way, but I'm picking the Bills.
I'm going Bills also.
I'm going Jordy. I think I'm gonna probably end up siding with you after a game like they had against the Raiders last week. I think a lot of team unity, a lot of team building. Chiefs are winning this game, and they're at home.
I just think it's hard to pick against the Chiefs at Arrowhead. I know it's a great game, but Mahomes didn't get up for this game. This is a statement game. Whoever wins this game is making a statement. They're the best team in the AFC. So
last year the Bills did beat the Chiefs in Kansas City, I believe.
I could almost argue
team in
like
the best team in the league.
in the league. Yeah, you're the best team in the league. I could argue that makes me want to pick KC more because just that place is going to be rocking. That game's going to be a blast.
That would be
to
such a
watch.
fun game to go.
Oh,
to.
yeah,
That'd be
100%.
amazing.
Still time.
Why did the pod not buy us tickets to that game? That is exhausting. All right,
Use
Jordan.
our prize picks.
I'm taking
Yeah.
I'm taking the Chiefs.
All right, moving on here. Anything else? All right, the Sunday Night Football game. This one's also going to be a fun game. Cowboys at Philly. Current line total is 42. Philly is currently favored by 6. This kind of seems like a lower total, right?
Well, I don't know. You're talking about how fun this game is. This game screams dogfight to me.
It's going to be a defensive
Do
game.
you think it's going to be completely defensive?
I don't see it. But you got two great D lines. Cooper Rush is starting this week. This game screams dogfight to me. I would say entertaining dogfight. I think it'll be fun to. I think it'll be more fun to watch than like a Broncos Colts dogfight. But like, it's gonna be like because you can appreciate how good both these defenses are. It'll be interesting to see can they contain Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing that I kind of almost like about this game for Jalen Hurts. I think he's going to be moving. He'll get out of the pocket and go.
What is his
Michael
rush
Parsons will
yards
keep up
total
to him.
on Prize Picks? Because I didn't think about that. They might get Jalen Hurts moving out of the pocket. A lot of pressure. He's going to scramble.
I'll look it up right now here for you, Jordan.
I have a sit in this game. I'm going back to the well with Zeke. He had 22 carries last week, and I believe he only had 78 yards and no catches. He's not getting any catches. They aren't getting to the red zone. I hope it gets better when Dak gets involved, but I don't think you can trust him against this Eagles defense. You know, this is going to be a dogfight. Cooper Rush is just going to not turn the ball over. That's what he does. And I'm even worried about CeeDee Lamb in this game also. Like, maybe he has one big one or something, but this game screams, you know, I don't really know if I really want to play that many people on the Eagles side of the ball either, though, if I'm being completely honest. A.J. Brown's do, I know.
It's just hard not to play Hurts, Goddard, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. How do you not just play those guys? Like, you know that all the volume's pretty much going there. Even Miles Sanders, yeah, it's not a great matchup, but he's playing a lot. He seems like he's the number one guy there. Like, it's just hard not to play these guys, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Miles Sanders played 72% snaps last week. What more can you ask out of a starter running back?
No, that's good. It's good stuff.
What was the line on Hurts rushing yards, Phil?
There's not even one.
Yeah,
There's not even
So it's
one.
probably not until later.
Yeah.
You think it'll be like around 65 and a half? Or,
I was hoping it'd be more like in the 40s or the 50s. He's just going to scramble. They're going to move him out of the pocket. Schultz, I think, still hurt, Trent.
yeah,
Played 18% snaps
they
last
said
week.
it's just going to be, you know, he's going to have to just play through it. It's not going to heal. So
They just didn't play him last week, really. So
Yeah.
Gallup looks like he's being eased in. 64 and 57 or in the 50% snaps.
I'm more
last
excited
week.
about Gallup in this game than Lamb.
I don't want to go back too far, but for Jalen Hurts, his minimum attempts of rushing is 9 times, and his lowest is 20, and he's averaging close to around 4 yards per carry.
Yeah, he's going to be running quite a bit.
His rushing pop will be up there.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to stay true. I'm going to go with Dallas in Philly.
I do think the line at Phillies. What do you have, Phil? I have 6.
6. Yeah, 6.
I think it's too wide for what it's worth.
Eagles, baby.
Well, they're giving them the 3. They're giving a favorite of 3 plus being at home, so they're giving them another 3.
Yeah,
And you still think that's a little too big?
And
I think it's a little wide.
did Cooper Rush even throw for 100 yards last week? Like, the guy's winning, but it's not super pretty.
Seth, who did you say?
Eagles.
Yeah, I'm going Philadelphia. Phil?
I am going Eagles. 223 Trent.
Okay.
All right, moving on to our last game here. Sorry, guys. Last game here, Broncos at Chargers. Current total is 45.5. LA is currently favored by 6. Jordan, you have a sit in this game.
Yeah, I got Jerry Jeudy as a sit here. It's actually like somewhat of a decent matchup against the Chargers, but I just don't trust this Broncos offense. I don't trust Russ. I think Sutton is clearly Russ's favorite target, and I don't think he's good enough to, make two guys fantasy relevant. So Judy doesn't have more than 5 catches in any game, and his only game with more than 55 yards is week 1, and he had that long touchdown. I think it was a long catch. So you're essentially dependent on a long touchdown catch from Jerry Jeudy, or a long 60-yard bomb where he gets tackled with the 1. Or a touch. You're so dependent on 2 things: a long catch or a touchdown, or it being for a long touchdown. He's just not going to get there with volume. Their offense is so bad. I know people had really high hopes for this offense, but I can't. I'm playing Cortland Sutton over Jerry Jeudy every time.
This game preseason, when they made the schedules, looked like a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I don't.
They had the AFC West just was going to be great games.
The Chargers coach, we didn't give him enough, hate for it last week. He went for it on 4th and 2 in Cleveland field goal territory. The guy is just I don't know what he's doing. Keenan Allen tweeted out towards him, in the middle of the game right after it happened. But he's just wild. He's risky. They won the game though, so I guess we can't hate on him too much. But he's like a 3rd grader playing Madden. I don't. That was clearly a punting situation. They didn't even have to get a yard to be in field goal range.
I do think it's a really good spot for Melvin Gordon.
Absolutely.
He played 56% of snaps last week. I wish it was a little higher, but it is what it is. Obviously, Herbert, Eckler, Mike Williams. It's a tough spot, though. That Denver defense is still good.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right. I'm going, man, Herbert's getting a little bit better. You have, maybe Eckler has another big game. He looked
tough
good
spot,
last
but
week.
I mean, I'm going Chargers. I don't even think about it.
I'm going Chargers win this game. Seth, what are you going with?
Bolts.
I'm going Chargers as well.
All right, bolt up. All right, that has been our Week 6 preview. Remember, don't be rude. Tell a dude. Really helps us out. Give us a 5-star rating and review. And now we are going to jump into our draft, our announcers draft, professional announcers draft. So we're going to go 3 rounds. In last week's draft winner in our professional divas was Team A with 62.9%, Team B with 22.9%, and Team C with 14%. So Team A, I had Antonio Brown, Dennis Rodman, Megan Rapinoe. Team B, which was Seth, had LeBron James, Derek Jeter, and Conor McGregor. Jordan had Johnny Football, Kyrie Irving, and what's that guy with the red jersey? Ronaldo. Okay.
You Trent, you just won it with Antonio Brown.
I think
a recency bias.
Whoever got the first pick in that draft was going to win because everyone was going to take Antonio Brown first overall.
That guy's...
He's getting worse.
I'm not okay with censorship, but I'd be okay if his Twitter got suspended. I'd be okay if he
went after the Cardinals this
You're
week.
okay with stupidity being taken down.
We would be taken down. We'd be taken down. That's the problem.
Our Twitter would be gone.
All right, Seth, hold up a finger behind your head or under the table, and we'll guess. Phil, I'll let you go first, or Jordan, whoever wants to go first. See who picks first. We're gonna
I'm
go
going
your
with
draft.
3.
Well, how many fingers?
3.
What?
There's 3 fingers.
You have 2 picks left, Jordan.
I'll go 1.
I'm gonna go 2.
3.
All right, Phil goes first, and we'll just go. Is this clockwise? I guess we can do that. That works.
Are we snaking or no snake?
No snaky.
No. That makes it a little bit.
And with 3 people, we need a little more people to go snake. I feel like. But Phil, you're on the clock. You feel like you have some good picks right here. If you for whatever it's worth, if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, can I go with Madden?
Yeah, you can go with John Madden as your number 1. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, that's what I'm going to go with my number 1. I'm going with John Madden. I think overall, you can't not go against that pick. You know what I'm saying? It's difficult to dispute.
The chicken or whatever, the turducken.
And just the remember the constant
Oh yeah, I love
just
that.
Yeah.
Seth, you need to be like that.
They actually don't do that enough.
Yeah.
I don't think anymore.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't put him on the list because I was hoping he'd fall to me, but I realized he's right behind you in the studio, so
I have to rep. You know what I'm saying?
Rep. So you got John Madden. I like the pick. I always love John Madden. I'm gonna go with Ben Scully is my first pick.
I was hoping that would come back around.
But yeah, he's my favorite. Even just Dodger games. He'd pull you into stories, that you're just like, how does he know this story? The Kurt Gibson call, I believe that was him.
I would assume you're right. Yeah.
He did the catch for Dwight Clark, which is kind of a sore subject, but Vince Scully, I feel like, is the standard. A lot of Giants fans in the area don't like Vince Scully, which might hurt me with some votes, but
a lot of Dodger haters.
Dodger haters.
Yeah.
So.
If you're a Giants fan, you say you hate Vince Scully. There's something wrong with you.
Yeah, it's true. Like you can't.
He called a ton of Giants games.
Yeah, there's no reason to hate him.
Yes, he's just a good.
I've always thought the most impressive thing about Vince Scully is that he did games by himself.
Yeah.
Baseball games by himself with tons of dead time. Like, that is like, I don't know. I just think that's really, really impressive, in my opinion.
It is, but have you ever driven in Trent's truck? Like, the guy, he literally commentates on what he's passing by when he's driving in his truck. You know what I'm saying? Anyhow, just go to your.
A lot of people would probably like to hear that, Phill, for what it's worth. So
you're
fortunate that that's happened to you.
That'll be the next midweek pod. Just Trent. Looks like I got to turn right here.
So guy's going a little slow in the right lane. Doesn't know he's
is that a Honda Civic? Oh no, that's an Accord.
I'm gonna go with Jim Nantz as my
nice.
my number one. He does pretty much everything. He does the NFL on NFL. He does the tournament. He does March Madness. He does NBA, and then he does the Masters, which is what she's like super famous for. So like, I really like Jim Nantz. I think he's really good at like everything, right? Like these guys who can literally do every sport and they're really good at it is super impressive to me. So, and obviously, I personally I think like basketball is like one of the more fun sports to have announcers for. So, yeah, I like Jim Nantz.
All right, I'm up here. I'm gonna.
Wait, oh yeah.
Yeah, oh man, I'm gonna just I'm gonna be a homer here, and I'm gonna go with Al Michaels. I'm gonna go Al.
I like Al
right
Michaels.
there. Or actually, it's you, Phill.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
It's you.
But-
Shoot,
We're no snake.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as
Still
well.
get used
So
to it.
you're an Al Michaels guy?
I like Al Michaels. Do you believe in miracles, Phill?
Yeah, no, Al Michaels.
You can steal the pick if you want.
No.
I went out of turn.
I think that Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth, I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. They make each other a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like I like them both together, but I don't know if I'd like them separate. If that makes any sense at all. I'm gonna go with, and I'm gonna bro myself out here a little bit. I might even get some hate from the fantasy football community for saying this one, but I have to go with I like Joe Rogan.
Okay.
I like him.
I knew this is like I could bet it's like a minus 2,000 on the line for Phill to take Joe Rogan in this draft.
I probably could have gotten him in the third because I don't know if either of you guys would have said that.
He's on my list of guys.
But you're gonna say something.
His video, like knockout reactions alone, make him a
That's
top
what I'm
one.
saying. Yeah,
True.
like he's
The
got a lot of-
wide-eyed, open mouth, grabbing the other announcers, like it's iconic.
It's iconic.
He is a meme maker.
He's a meme maker,
And that's really what's important.
that is what is important. And I think that it's more about just the fact that it's just it's more honesty, I think, than anything else. Like I don't think he's gonna say something that people are paying him to say. At least not on the broadcast. So
All right, so I'm up. I'm going to go with Al Michaels. I'm going to stay with that. Do you believe in miracles? Olympics, football. He used to do those games with Madden. Or was that Costas who did them with Madden? I might be getting mixed up here, but I do like Al Michaels. I'm gonna stick with that one. Jordan, you're up.
Again, like I feel like for me, like college basketball is like one of those like I don't know, the announcers stick with me, the March Madness, tournament stuff, but like Gus Johnson is like just a legendary. Like, is there anyone better to have college football, college basketball games than Gus Johnson?
I don't mind him. I like him.
He is really good. I think he does a great job. He does all like I feel like he does all the. I think he's really good. I think he's awesome in the tournament. I think he's really good at college football. And I just look at he's really young too. Like he's only in his 50s, so we're gonna get a lot of Gus Johnson for quite a while. And I'm a big fan of Gus Johnson. I always enjoy listening to his games. So he's one of my favorite guys.
All right, Phill, you're on the clock.
this is people are gonna make fun of me for this one, and I'm totally okay with that. And also, it's an unknown, but I love hearing him on college football. He's freaking hilarious. Petros Papadakis.
Oh, that's a sneaky one. Yeah,
Do you guys know who I'm talking
I like
about?
I don't know
Petros.
if I know who that is.
He's good.
He's
good.
He has his own talk show with Matt Money Smith, Petros and Money Show. There's some questionable topics that are covered on that show, but it is a sports show. Those guys are hilarious. And
What does he call though? Like what?
He does
calls
USC games.
Yeah,
right?
he does a lot of USC games. He'll do other college football games. I believe he does other college football games. He was at one point the voice of USC, and then I think he quit. And now I think he just does the commentating for some of those games. And then he'll do other college football games. It's not just USC. But he's kind of got like
Fox Sports right now.
Correct. Yeah. He's got kind of a nasally voice, but he is hilarious. He played at SC, and his talk show is pretty funny. So I think probably the fact that I like his talk show makes me like his
Is it
announcing.
Petros and Money?
It's Petros and Money, yeah. I think it's called the Petros and Money. I think it's still running. I used to listen to it a lot when I would drive home from work. They would do, yeah, these guys, this is just they're probably would be, to say that they're similar to us is probably a disservice to them, but he would do a full Bachelor report every Tuesday after The Bachelor came out. Like, he's just a funny guy. So Petros Papadakis, he's my guy. He's hilarious.
All right, I'm going with Chris Berman, the guy you watch him on ESPN Sports Center, the Sunday Night Football recaps, the whoop and take it to the crib and to the house, and just all kinds of good sayings. Great nickname guy, ABCD Lamb. Berman, I think, is one of the best. I like him a lot. So Chris Berman is.
Yeah, he's a good one.
I think he's a legend. Jordan, are you going to go with like Booger McFarland here, or?
Gosh, you couldn't pay me to do that.
We could do a worst announcer.
Yeah.
I thought Trent was going to say Tony Romo, honestly.
No, I'm gonna go Tony Romo here.
Okay.
Wow, nice.
I think Tony Romo is really, really good. Like, I would rather who's calling the Chiefs Bills game?
That could be Tony because he's
It's CBS, right? Like, I really hope it is going to be Tony with Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen. They'll be Tony for sure. Like, I just think he's really good. I think he does a really good job of being smart and knowing what's going on, but also explaining to the casual fan really well, right?
Yeah.
He does a really good job of explaining that. I know he's like new, but I think he's a way better announcer than he ever was a quarterback, for what it's worth. Like, I think he's that good at being an announcer.
He's great.
I think he's really good. So I really like Tony Romo. I think eventually they're going to try, some ESPN or someone's going to try to get him into a primetime slot here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like Tony Romo a lot. There's a lot of I think honorable mentions that we can
I have an honorable mention too.
Yeah.
Jim Rome.
Sure, Jim Rome. What about I really like Mark Sanchez.
I don't mind Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to go there.
You
But
don't like him?
After the weird things he said,
he's fine. Like, I just, I was
I don't
go,
know. I don't know what he said on. All right.
I am not going to repeat it. Phil.
Okay. I don't know what the weird things that he said, but overall, he did the London game. I liked him.
Yeah,
during the
no, he's
London
good.
Game. And I've heard some of his other commentary. And he's like a funny.
Pat McAfee, WWE College Game Day.
Would you throw the Manning brothers in there?
I was going to go with some legendary guys that are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hit us with it.
Like
I'm
Mike
going
Tirico. Mike Tirico is
Yes.
really good.
Yeah.
I don't know how much
Brent
basketball.
Musburger.
Brent Musburger. Like, I would say Marv Albrecht was really good. He did basketball for a long time. Mike Breen is one of my favorite basketball guys right now.
Bob Costas.
Bob Costas.
Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley is. I wouldn't even say he's like a sports announcer. I don't know.
Entertainer.
This one, people who like soccer will appreciate this one. Ian Dark is probably the best soccer announcer. He does all the World Cup games. He's
Did you say Jamie Tart?
no.
I don't know who any of these people are.
Ian Dark's really good. He's really good soccer. He does a lot of anyone who watches soccer will appreciate Ian Dark.
Jim
Dark
Ross.
Shout out. Jim
WWE
Ross.
nonsense. No.
Yeah, I don't. No.
I just looked up.
I like Greg Olson's been doing the Cowboys games the last couple weeks. I actually like Greg Olson. I think he's coming up and comer.
I
I'd
like
like
Sanchez over Olsen.
Phil's gonna say Brady.
No.
Brady's gonna be in it.
The old. We probably have some Laker fans listen to this podcast. Obviously, Chick Hearn's probably honorable mention. He's like the Vince Scully of basketball, right? But
I'm surprised you didn't say Dick Vitale.
yeah, you know what? A hot take. I'm not that big of a Dick Vitale guy. I don't enjoy him as much as I think some people do. He's a little over the top for me.
Who's the weird guy?
Same like
that,
Bill
takes-
Walton.
Yes, Bill,
Bill
Walsh.
Walton.
He's a little strange. Or Bill Walton.
yeah.
Not Bill Walsh.
They're a little too over the top for me, both him and Vitale. And you get them together, and that is just insanity.
Shaq.
I haven't heard any. My basketball and soccer. When you start getting into basketball and soccer,
And I don't know. I just think like announcers stand out in basketball a lot because it's so
there's so
back and
much.
forth, and they're constantly going, and you get some great like lines from it. It's like football. I think baseball is one of the harder ones. I think we didn't talk about. Should we just talk about the most famous announcer like
the guy who
Mr. Buck? Like, what are we doing with Mr. Buck?
Oh,
Do
you
we
know what?
like
Actually,
him?
I
like Buck.
No, I like Buck.
Okay, that's crazy. We all like Buck because there's a lot of people that can't stand Buck.
No, I actually think he makes the broadcast better when he's talking. I would way rather have Buck talking the entire time than Troy Aikman.
Oh, I love
like-
Aikman.
I can't stand.
I
him.
like Buck. Some people don't. A lot of people don't. It's funny.
Oh, I
that
wonder why. Do you like
Seth,
Buck?
do you like
or
Buck?
No?
I actually don't mind either of them, but I would prefer Buck over Aikman.
But you like Buck.
Yeah, I would say.
I bet there's not many 4 people that sit in a room together that like
people
Buck.
No, yeah, a lot of people hate on him, but I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe it's the
I don't think his baseball is bad. He's good.
So I'm not making fun of him for this, but I know people made fun of him because he got hair plugs. I know that was like a big talking point. It was.
Yeah.
When he got them, people were making fun of him about that, and it was like,
people
why
just
does that even matter?
people
Who cares?
just don't like him. So
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of a weird one. I like him a lot. I think he's a pretty good at what he does. He does football and he does baseball. He wasn't doing the Dodger game, was he?
he might have been.
We have
didn't
a
have
TV back
sound.
here that doesn't have speakers,
Yeah.
so we gotta get that.
So
fixed.
yeah, it's really useful.
Yeah.
I wanna
So
hear what's going on. No subtitles either, believe it or not.
all right. Well, I think that does it. We will see you guys on Monday morning. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, take care.
This has been another episode of the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast. Remember to rate, review, and follow. For more information, go to www.thefantasyfootballdudes.com. And remember, we are sorry for absolutely nothing.